What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode. And today, come on, son. What you expect? Tank Davis, Frank Martin. Let's talk about it. Bring it in. So if y'all don't know, Frank Martin, Tank Davis just went down, fresh off the fight. Of course, it was a knockout. I'll be honest though, I thought it was gonna be a TKO. I thought he was gonna try to get up, stumble a little bit, and be like, yo, I can't continue. But he didn't. I'm surprised. Tank came in there, did what he needed to do. I'm not surprised at what he did, although I did see the rust. I'm sure y'all did too. In the very beginning of rounds, very first few rounds, he was getting his feet up under him. He was checking his distance, measuring his shots. He was actually taking a little bit of hits here and there, you feel me? But not too much damage, but he was on the aggression. He was the aggressor. Definitely pushing him to corners. Frank was trying to grab him, and you could tell through this whole fight, Frank was definitely playing scared, but he was still fighting. You know that term, fight or flight? He was doing a little of both. I'll be honest, he was doing a little of both. But I ain't mad at him, and he can't be mad at himself. He came in there, and he actually took Tank to 8 rounds, which is kind of surprising. But, before I even get into that, round 1 through 5, right? Yo, Frank is up. Frank is doing his thing. He's ducking a decent amount of shots, especially the power hits. Tank just looked like he was just a step slower than he usually is. I'll be honest, if Tank was actually like fighting back to back, never, took this whole hiatus, I think he would have got him out of here real early. I think he would have been done super early. I'm sure y'all agree, but it just looked like Tank was a step slower than he usually is. So I'm like, okay, you feel me? I see him, he doing his thing, but he's still being smart. He's still trying to counter punch. He's still trying to, I'll be honest, he wasn't even really looking for his jab too much, although he was still more accurate because he was throwing less punches. Frank throwing more punches, and he's landing more as well. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, Frank is running around the ring, and if they get into any small exchange, Frank grabbing him up, holding him, grabbing him up. Like, yo, relax, bro. Get back on your guard, throw him up, and let's keep it going. So you could tell the fear was there. Tank would do a little, jab at him, but without throwing his hands, just to see where his reaction time was. And Frank was jumping a little bit. So Tank actually laughing at him in the ring. You see what I'm saying? Which is kind of crazy, but this whole fight, Tank didn't look worried at all, I'll be honest. Like, he did not look worried. He did not look scared. Frank looked scared, but he still was active. So I got to give him credit for that. He was still active, and he did touch Tank. You feel me? Tank got a little mark on the side of his face. He definitely did touch him. But, Frank shouldn't be mad at this fight. He did the best he could do. Did he take this fight too early? Yeah, definitely. But was it a great payday for him? Absolutely. Do more people know about him now? Absolutely. So you got to take your wins with L's sometimes. And I think he took his win with an L. And for Tank, I do think, he got to get back active again. Get back active. Get more sharp. Because really, Tank could really lead this shit. He could really take this shit over and be the face for the next few years. You see what I'm saying? And he's been the face to me. Of course you got Crawford. Of course you got Canelo. Of course you got Benavidez, which also fought. We're going to get into that later. But, yeah, man, I think Tank really did his thing. I think, it was definitely a feel-out fight, and I'm glad that he didn't face a super, super tough opponent coming back from that long hiatus, because I think it could have definitely affected him. So, yeah, man, Frank ain't got nothing to really hold his head on. I think that was a good fight from him. He did everything he could do. And again, Tank took shots. He took damage, more damage than he usually does. And if he was fighting a top-tier fighter, I'll be honest, it could have been over early. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, was I worried for Tank? No, not necessarily, but I could see the lack of respect Tank was giving him. Like, Tank wasn't even, he out there like this. He letting his guard down. He out here like this. Like, he ain't, in the beginning he started like, yo, you gonna throw your stuff. But then he just started letting his guard down. Like, bro, I'm not even worried about your speed. I'm not worried about your timing. I'm not worried about your power. I'm gonna just let it hang, you feel me? And then, I'm gonna just counter you. So I look at that as a lack of respect, you know, but at the same time, you know, when you that guy and you know what you can do and what your opponent can't do, I mean, can you be mad at him? Absolutely not. He knew what it was. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, Tank, definitely a good performance, you know, but it definitely could have been better from him, you know. I do think he just needs to get more active. He gotta get more fights under his belt to really stamp his name in history. You see what I'm saying? It's already there, but you know, he really need to stamp it. You feel me? And he got to get a little more active, fight a little more better fighters, and really prove himself, you know, time and time again, that he's really not only that guy, but the face of this shit. You feel me? Crawford, nobody really want to fight Crawford, I'll be honest. You feel me? Because the nigga nice. And, you know, he's still on his way out. He older. You see what I'm saying? He's still on his way out. So, yo, this league is really for Tank to take. And, you know, he's a knockout artist. He's the closest thing to a Mike Tyson in a baby form, which is kind of funny. But, hey, man, it's entertaining. He doing his thing. You can't hate on it. So, yeah, man, I think it was a great fight. I think Frank Martin definitely put up a great fight. He ain't got nothing to be worried about. He ain't got nothing to hang his head on or hang his head low on. You see what I'm saying? He did the best he could do. It wasn't enough. He just wasn't as great of a fighter as his opponent. And we all knew that coming in, so it wasn't a surprise. It was just, is he gonna get TKO'd, KO'd, or is he gonna lose by decision? We didn't know which one it would be. I mean, I figure a lot of y'all would be like, yeah, we knew he was gonna get knocked out. I feel you. I did too. I just thought it was gonna be a TKO, I'll be honest. But after he, you know, flinched in the face-offs, I'm like, yeah, he might get knocked out. Good thing that, like, again, Tank fought somebody that wasn't top tier. You see what I'm saying? Because he was rusty. If y'all watch the fight, if y'all didn't watch the fight and y'all watch highlights, you're just gonna only see the highlights. But Tank was definitely rusty. You know, his timing was just a little bit off, and his stamina was just a little bit off. You know, some people will probably say, oh, you know, he was baiting him. He just didn't respect him, like I just said previously. But at the same time, you could still tell he's breathing a little harder than he usually do. You see what I'm saying? Like, just a little bit. But again, he still had enough to really finish the fight. And one big thing that Frank didn't take into consideration, which showed the difference between these two fighters, or elite fighters and good fighters, was he spent all his energy in the first 6 rounds. But you could tell Frank was fighting from a perspective of, yo, let me win as many rounds as I can and pray this shit go to the scorecards. You know, he was praying that, yo, we gonna take it to the scorecards. I'm gonna shoot as many shots as I can. I'm gonna be active. I just can't get knocked out. He was fighting to not get knocked out the whole fight, 100%. And y'all can see that. If y'all go back through the highlights, you know, you could just see the way he's moving, the way Tank is chasing him around the ring. He was trying his hardest not to get knocked out, but at the same time be aggressive and lead on the scorecards. And to be honest, he was winning the fight. He was winning the fight. Did we all think he was going to win the fight completely? No, because we knew Tank was going to turn it on, which he did towards the later rounds, which is round 8 when he got knocked out. So it showed, you know, the veteran presence of somebody who do this shit, who been doing this shit. Like, yo, I'm going to let you get off, but when it's prime time, I'm going to come through. I'm going to do my thing. And that's what Tank did. Frank really didn't have an answer for him, and he was really just trying his hardest to stay on his feet and not get knocked out, but throw as much punches as he could. And he got caught, boom, uppercut. And once he got caught, oh, days, boom, came with the hook, it's over. Done. You know, and in ways I feel bad for him, but I don't, because, you know, some people, bro, like, if you a man, I feel like, you know, you can relate to this shit. You know, like, you walk around like, yo, can't nobody beat me until they beat me. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people feel that way. Like, yo, can't nobody beat me until they beat me. And he went in there with Tank, thought he could win, but, you know, hey, he had to take an L, you feel me? And deep down inside, I knew he knew that was a big factor that was, you know, possible to happen. But he still went in there like, yo, fuck it, I ain't no pussy. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to try to fight my fight. And he did his best, man. Like, I'm not mad at him at all. I think it was a great performance from him. You know, I just think he needs more time, but I still don't think he's just on the level of a Tank, regardless of whatever he does. But he's still a good fighter. I think he'll still get fights, and I don't even think he was really exposed too much, only because you know, the person he was fighting. Like, for example, Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. You know, Earl Spence exposed himself to the world. Deontay Wilder versus his last opponent, I forgot his name, apologize, but he got exposed. He got exposed his last few fights with Fury, completely got exposed. So he's somebody now, like, if you fighting Wilder, you know, yo, this your weakness, this your weakness, you can't do this, you can't do this. Anything for Earl Spence, I think Earl Spence got exposed. He hasn't fought since. I don't think he should fight, but hey, if he does, you gotta be with him. But I think he got exposed. Frank Martin, I don't really think he got exposed. I just think the person he was fighting made him do things that he really didn't want to do. But to be fair, there's really not many people in his division that can do what his opponent just did, the way he did it. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think he could be mad at that. I think he did his thing, and you know, hey man, it was a great fight. I ain't mad at it, and yeah, man, I think he'll get some more fights in the future. And of course, you know, I'm definitely excited to see where Tank go after this, who he gonna fight. Hopefully it's even better competition, but we gonna see. Let me know what y'all think. What y'all think about the fight? You know, did you know it was gonna be a KO? Did you have money on it? Yo, I tried to put money on it. I couldn't even do it, bro. They done blocked my account. They blocked my account. I go to my email, try to reset my password. They won't let me reset my password. I tried to chat with a bot. Motherfuckers don't let me chat with a bot, so I don't know. I gotta do some things to get my shit back up. But yeah, I couldn't put money on it. But did y'all put money on it? If y'all did is y'all up? Is y'all down? What y'all think about the fight, man? Get in the comment section below. And if y'all like this video, you already know. Share, subscribe, and just like that, I'm out of here. Peace.